Oh, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and you join me on a rather exciting day today, ladies and gentlemen, because I've won myself a Truffade Adder from the casino. Okay, well, let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. The Truffade Adder can be found on the legendary motorsport website, retailing for a price of $1 million exactly, ladies and gentlemen, on the nose, so to speak. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there we go, it's based on the Bugatti Veyron, and it looks more angry than a pirate with piles now, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to take it out on the street and see how she handles, ladies and gentlemen. Acceleration, I'm afraid it's less impressive than a peacock without a pisher, you know. I mean, it's just that sort of, that unimpressive, ladies and gentlemen. The handling, it's, you know, it's sort of, it's very heavy, ladies and gentlemen. Very heavy car, very dull, responsive, unresponsive handling. It's sort of harder to handle than a horny hedgehog, to be quite frank with you. Okay, top speed, ladies and gentlemen, coming down these hills. We're going to see what sort of air we get. And okay, we're making it down to the bottom of the hill, so it is fast, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's going to go by faster than the British summertime, you know? It's that quick, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, we'll have another look at the acceleration coming down here. We can see it sort of launching off there, and we're going to have a look at the stability test. So, there we go. Okay, so it's sort of middle of the road for stability, ladies and gentlemen. It's not absolutely awful. It's certainly not gripping the ground like glue, but it's not going to go sliding all over the street as well, you know. Okay, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen, top end speed. As you can see, we really are shifting now. That is the one thing that this car has got going for it, the Bugatti Veyron on sodding hell. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately in public lobbies, that sort of thing can happen. So, we have to take that corner again. What was I saying? Yes, the Bugatti Veyron, ladies and gentlemen, was the fastest car in the world when it was released originally, don't you know? And that's what this car has got going for it, top end speed, if nothing else. Beauty in terms of stylistic, what's the styling, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose. Okay, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the standard lap, or the initial lap, I should say, ladies and gentlemen, in the unupgraded Truffade Adder. So we're going to take it on inside, ladies and gentlemen, and go and have the vehicle upgraded. Okay, so we're going to send it on into the Maze Bank offices here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to send it on up to the custom auto shop as we have done now. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and have the vehicle upgraded now. As always, we will be going through this section of the video, ladies and gentlemen, at double speed, just in order to hurry things along somewhat, but still provide you, the viewer, ladies and gentlemen, with the opportunity of having a look at the different modifications that can be affected to this vehicle, should you then choose to go ahead and purchase it, you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, normally we do cut out the performance-related modifications, the turbo tuning, the suspension, transmission, and such forth. The simple truth is, ladies and gentlemen, there are such scant few modifications that can be affected to this vehicle that we're going to keep in all of the modifications on this particular video. Yeah, so it is worth bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, bearing in mind that the Truffade Adder is a very old car in terms of GTA. I do, in fact, believe it was originally released with the game. It was one of the cars that you were able to go ahead and buy very early on. And as a result, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't, you know, it sort of isn't really, in many ways, comparable to the more recent vehicles that have been released in terms of aesthetic stylings. Effectively, ladies and gentlemen, there are scant few options on there. You've got the two-tone color, but the secondary color only affects the stripe in the back panel there. Okay, so no liveries, ladies and gentlemen, relatively boring coloration on it, but yes, there we go. Okay, so what can one say about the Truffade Adder straight out of the box, ladies and gentlemen, the unupgraded version? As I say, ladies and gentlemen, the acceleration didn't feel too fantastic, to be quite frank with you, ladies and gentlemen. The handling, as I say, the car is very heavy, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly feels that way on the street, and the handling is quite dull, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's not as sharp as many other cars out there. The top end speed is what this car has got going for it. It goes very, very fast in a straight line, ladies and gentlemen. And even at speed going around corners, provided one brakes sufficiently, ladies and gentlemen, it's not too bad, of course. As I say, it's not going to stack up to some of the more responsive vehicles out there, such as the Krieger and such forth, or at least presumably so. Of course, we're going to do the tests, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go and find out exactly where the modern day Adder stand, or where the old fashioned Adder stands up against modern day GTA vehicles. Okay, well, that is the modifications complete, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take it out on the street. We have Mr. Raccoon with us and his own Truffade Adder. I'm in mine here. Both have been fully upgraded across the board. We're going to see how they handle. Okay, in terms of acceleration, I'm afraid it's about as average as an apathetic aardvark, ladies and gentlemen. You can see us moving around the windy bit at the top here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come on down to this very hard right now. I'm going to look at the handling, and yeah, the simple truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's harder to get around a corner than a catatonic killer whale. You know, it's just that difficult to maneuver, ladies and gentlemen. Top end speed, as I say, is what this vehicle has going for. Mr. Raccoon coming flying past us there. In terms of top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's going to move faster than a flock of geese coming out the back of a jet engine turbine. You know, it really is as simple as that. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raccoon taking a rather nasty spill there. We're going to bring it on back on round. Okay, so yes, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, acceleration lacking, handling not the best, but very, very fast in a straight line. Okay, speaking of straight line speed, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the vehicle onto the top speed test track, don't you know? We've got the 2 Truffade Adders. We're going to send them down and see what we get. Now, to give you an indication, what we consider to be a competitive time is 53-54 seconds. So let's see what the Truffade Adder can do. Okay, 52.387, ladies and gentlemen, so that certainly is in the straight line, ladies and gentlemen, a competitive vehicle, you know. Technically that can take the Zentorno down, though, you know. Okay, so we're going to bring it on up to the top speed turn. We're going to bring it on to Sandy Short now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start going ahead with the test. Now, the very first vehicle that we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, is another Truffade. It is the Truffade Nero, ladies and gentlemen. It's retailing for about $1.4 million, if I'm correct, something in that sort of ballpark, don't you know. It's the big sister of the Adder, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very fine car. And as you can see, rather surprisingly, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I mean, it's very, very close there. So sort of just crossing the line behind it, I'm sure you'll agree that really is rather interesting, you know. Okay, there we go. So yes, $440,000, I do believe, for the Nero. The next vehicle that we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be another Truffade. This is the Truffade Thrax. This is the big sister of the Nero, so it's the big sister of the Adder, don't you know, ladies and gentlemen? Retailing for $2,325,000. It was released with the Casino House, don't you know? And as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is significantly away in front of us there, and so there does seem to be quite a large difference between the Adder, the Nero, and the Thrax, ladies and gentlemen, until you start bringing it down the back straight there, and you're going to find that we crossed the line at pretty much the same time, and that really is rather shocking, I'm sure you'll agree. Okay, so $1,325,000 extra for the Thrax, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't really put up any kind of performance there compared to the Adder, does it? So yeah, stay the hell away from the Thrax, in our opinion. Okay, so we're going to bring it right down to the basics now, ladies and gentlemen. We're effectively trying to find out how the Nero, how the Adder, ladies and gentlemen, stacks up in the current meta against modern GTA cars. This is a very, very cheap car. This is the Grotti Turismo R, retailing for $500,000, ladies and gentlemen, at the $500,000 mark, half the price of the Truffade Nero. And if you pull out a supercar, ladies and gentlemen, and put it up, there we go. That's what's going to happen, unfortunately. So yes, it does appear that the Adder perhaps is not quite in the same range as modern day supercars, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the very next vehicle we're going to bring out is the Benefactor Schlagen, ladies and gentlemen. The Schlagen, should I say, retailing for $1.3 million. And as you can see there, it's got very, very fast acceleration. It has got to the top of the track ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, and we are getting it around the corner in front of it because we have got slightly better handling. And now it's going to be a battle for it down the back. Now I should point out all of the other vehicles are being driven by Mr. Raccoon, and he is a big fan of the Benefactor, and it's going to please him greatly as he comes past us there. Mr. Raccoon's name is the Bromby. He has a channel of his own. He's called the Bromby. If you type that into YouTube, so you can find him when you've got some rather good videos on there. Okay, the very next vehicle we're bringing out, ladies and gentlemen, is the Emperor ETR1, retailing for about $2 million, and a shocking disappointment. This vehicle, I can assure you, really is. We're going to now see if the Truffade Adder can take it down. We've put the ETR1 around the track, ladies and gentlemen, and we can't find a sodding car that it can beat, you know, and there's certainly nothing in its competitor, you know, of a reasonable competitor. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the ETR1, absolutely shocking, ladies and gentlemen. Sat way behind it, you know. And there we go. So we're going to cross the line miles of river, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, takes down the ETR1. Now we're going to start to wrap things up to a certain degree, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we like to refer to as a serious contender. For those of you who do not know, for the host at home, as they say, for the uninitiated, this is the Benefactor Serrano, ladies and gentlemen, retailing for $110,000 only. It can be found on the legendary Motorsport website. It is the bottom end sports benefactor available, ladies and gentlemen, and for the money, it's a stonkingly good car. On this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't seem like it's going to do a sodding thing against the Truffade Adder, and that really is a sort of somewhat of a relief, I've got to admit. Okay, so yes, the Truffade Adder can still do something, ladies and gentlemen. It can take down the Serrano. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The next vehicle, of course, we're going to bring out is Big Daddy Z, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pegassi Zentorno, retailing for $725,000. What we uphold on this channel to be one of the finest cars on GTA Online, don't you know? At least for the money, you know. It's no longer a competitive vehicle, but by God, for the money, ladies and gentlemen, it's damn good. Okay, the Zentorno gets to the top of the track ahead of us there, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get round the corner in front of us there, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to make it down the back in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, the Truffade Adder, ladies and gentlemen, it can't take down the Pegassi Zentorno. Okay, so we can get an idea now where it sits in the current meta, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that means there is now only one more question, and that question is the Garotti Itali RSX, what we uphold on this channel to be the finest car on GTA Online, at least for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, and there is no question. Yes, the RSX is going to absolutely destroy the Adder. Okay, so what can we say about the Adder, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it looks more brutish than a Roman gladiator with a Gatling gun, in my opinion, you know. It's the acceleration, I mean, it's more underwhelming than a wrestling dwarf, to be quite frank with you. The top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's got a, you know, it's as sort of as fast as a baby seal swept up at a tsunami. The handling, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's got a turning circle wider than your mother's backside, and to be quite frank, it's just as fun to try to handle, you know. Okay, so what do we say, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Raccoon and myself are of the same opinion. If you're on a budget, go for the Adder, you know, it's a damn good car, but if you've got a little bit of extra cash you can save up, go for the Nero, because it's got more, it's a little bit better, it's got more options to personalize, and yes, there we go. Mr. Raccoon is still going to shoot me, isn't he? Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching.